early in this whole process, you were invited to take part in the NHL's return to play committee, along with a handful of other NHL players. I just wonder what that experience was like for yourself, and obviously it ultimately led to a pretty comprehensive deal put in place.
Yeah, it was obviously an honor to be a part of that committee. A lot of very good hockey players and a lot of very smart hockey minds. All on one call. So it was definitely an honor to be a part of it. But a lot of phone calls, a lot of ideas thrown around. There definitely wasn't a stone unturned in terms of ideas thrown around. So it was obviously it was really cool to be a part of a committee like that.
We know, Mark, that you're a real student of the game. Has the, I guess, business side or that side of the sport, has that been of interest to you, or something that you'd like to sort of get more involved with as you go forward in your career?
I think it's all about educating yourself. I know when I first got into the league, I didn't understand a lot of the business side of things. But over the last number of years, I'm the assistant rep to Laos. So it's been kind of an interesting journey that way, just in terms of learning more about the business side of things, learning about what goes into creating the cap and all that stuff. So I've enjoyed learning about it, and I think when you're in a situation like this, you just have to educate yourself. You don't want to go into any meeting, you don't want to go into any conversation where you're not educated on the situation. And if you aren't, then try to do some research, do your due diligence to understand it before having an opinion on it. And I think that's something I've taken over the last number of months to really get educated on all the situations, and then been able to speak my opinion because I am educated.
And then just last one for me, obviously with what the players voted on and ratified last week, we know you would know firsthand the work that went into producing that extensive agreement, not only return to play, but obviously CBA extension and all that. Just your thoughts on the overall package that the players were presented with and have approved.
Yeah, I think it's good. Obviously when you're able to make a deal like that, and in these times, it's good to keep the growth of the game going. And Copper was on it, so I definitely heard firsthand of how it was going, and he did a lot of hard work, and I know all those guys did a lot of hard work to get that deal done. And I think that's just something that is a good thing to have in these uncertain times. So we just want to continue to grow this game that we all love. It's such a special game, and we just want that to be shown across the world. And I think that was a good step.
Thanks, Mark.
Mark, Ken Reed from Sportsnet.ca, just sticking with the CBA, as someone who's played for his country a lot, what does it mean to have Olympic participation back into play here?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously that's a huge thing. You grow up, watching Canada in the Olympics, and seeing your favorite NHL players, play over there. So, for that to be in there is a huge positive, and positive, for everyone. So I'm definitely very, very happy to see that in there.
Yeah, what would it mean to be able to participate in the Olympics for your country?
Obviously that's one of the greatest honors that you can ever have. It takes a lot of hard work, and there's so many great Canadian hockey players. But obviously, I just want to continue to work on my game to make that dream a reality one day. But you just got to keep working at it, keep working hard, and doing what you can for your team. And if they see what you do, then awesome. But you just got to keep on working hard.
Yeah, back to the Jets. What kind of things can you take from the experiences of the last two playoff runs?
A lot. I think it's obviously very different circumstances now. Being in a hub city, fans, it's gonna be different. But that adversity is something that is only going to help you grow as a person and as an athlete. And I think that's it's uncharted waters for all of us. And it's going to be the team that goes out and works hard and puts their nose to the grindstone that's going to come out on top. And that's what we want to do here for these next 2 weeks, leading up to it.
Thanks very much.
Hey, Mark. Paul Friesen at Winnipeg Sun. As part of the return to play committee, what was the biggest challenge, or maybe the thing you guys wanted addressed the most as players?
I think first and foremost, it's obviously, the health and safety of all our players and staff. So that's obviously the first and foremost. And I think the next thing was, just keeping the integrity of the playoffs intact, going with the best 4-7 series, once it gets to the first, official round. I think that was a big thing that, was thrown around the most, was keeping the integrity of the playoffs intact. And, I think we did a great job at doing that.
Did you ever have doubts that this day would come, that here we are on the verge of a return?
I think you just never know what's going to happen. These are such unprecedented times that we didn't know what was going to happen, and you never know what was going to happen with the pandemic. But for me, it was just continuing to roll with the punches. Whatever was thrown our way, we tried to think of options and ways to combat it. And it's kind of everyone's doing the same thing. Everyone's trying to anticipate what's going to happen next, and take care of each other and make sure everyone's health and safe. When we go into this process. But for me, I just tried to stay positive throughout the whole situation and know that whatever happens, and whatever's meant to be is meant to be.
What do you think the hockey will look like in that first series?
It's going to be intense. We're all competitors. Every single guy in this league is a competitor, and it's going to be intense. It's going to be a little bit of time about feeling each other out, but then the competitive edge is gonna kick in, and you're just gonna go have fun and go to battle for your team and your brothers, and that's all you can really do.
From the Athletic here. I got to ask a couple of quick ones going back to the Olympic topic. You've had some special times at the World Cup, and I know that you're a passionate Canadian hockey fan as well. Do you have a strong opinion on whether the Olympics or the World Cup is the most fun or the best for athletes?
When it's the best of the best, it's going to make for good sports, no matter what sport it is, and obviously hockey. It makes such a special time. We all remember the Sidney Crosby golden goal. We all remember those special World Cup and Olympic moments. So for kids growing up nowadays to be able to see NHL players in it, I think is so huge for kids, aspiring to be NHLers or playing hockey, and for the growth of the game as well. Showing people how special our sport is and how special we are as athletes, and I think that's a huge thing for our game.
Do you have any thoughts on? You mentioned Crosby in overtime, for example, or there's a whole generation that knows Gretzky to Lemieux, these epic Canadian moments. Do you have any thoughts on what it would mean to have a Sid to Connor or a Mark in there as well, like what the next generation of that could look like? Yeah,
it would be very special. I think it comes back to the growth of the game, and when there's those special moments that play over in kids' minds. I think that does so much for growing the game, and for me as a hockey player as well, to see that would be so special and would give me the chills. So that's definitely very, very big, and hopefully we see some of those special moments in the future.
Hi, Mark. Tim Campbell, NHL.com. You were not playing with Blake Wheeler for a considerable amount of this season, but early indication from the coach and the line combinations are that you're going to continue with him now. Just some thoughts about how comfortable that is and how beneficial that is, not just to you but to the team.
Oh, I think it's awesome. For me personally, obviously I love playing with the Wheels. I love playing with KC. That we've spent a lot of time together and had a lot of success together. And towards before the stoppage of the season, we were humming along pretty good. So we just want to keep that going. They're both very, very special players, and me and Wheels have had we skate together in the summers. We do a lot of extra work together to make sure that our games are good, and to start this thing off with those two guys definitely is an honor for me, and I'm very excited to get back into game form with them.
And just to follow up, how ready would you say you guys will be for the A checkers and the A defensemen of all your opponents from here to the end?
Well, we got to be ready. We got to be 100% ready. That's our job. We got to we got to continue to work hard and focus on our game. Every practice that we have leading up to up to this play-in series, and we got to be at our best starting first shift of game one. It's that's the crucial thing. Whatever team comes out hot is gonna have the advantage, and we got to work every single day here to make sure that we're ready to go come game one.
Hi, Mark. Sarah Orlesky. Just wondering, how do you personally approach these next 2 weeks before you guys go into that bubble and make the move to Edmonton?
Just work on your game. That's usually my answer to a lot of that stuff. You don't know what to expect. You just got to go out there every day and work on your game and understand what what felt good the day before and what didn't, and keep on getting your reps in. Keep working on your game. Keep getting better every day, and that's all you can do. So I'm just gonna keep working on my game with the guys on the team, and I'll push each other to be a little better every day.
What do you see as being the biggest challenge of playing the series, with it being not only a best of 5, but obviously the other variables that you aren't used to up to this point about being in a bubble?
Yeah, it's going to be different. Everyone's in the same boat though, so there's no excuses. There's when you look at it in a positive way, you're going to come out feeling better other than if you were negative about the whole situation. So we just have to be positive, keep working hard at our game, keep enjoying playing this beautiful game, and that's all you can do. That's all you can think about, and let the rest take over.
Mark, Sean Reynolds here. You've talked about needing to be at the top of your game, and I've talked with you in the past. You're as in tune with your body as any athlete that I've talked to before. This is such a unique experience. How daunting, and maybe in the case of injury, delicate a task is it to get to the top of your game in such a short window?
It all depends on the work that you put in, over these 4 months. I think that's the biggest thing. We've had 4 months off, and obviously it's different times with, a lot of rinks being closed and not being able to do a whole lot. But that's when you get creative and you start thinking of new ways that you can benefit your body and understanding your body a little more. And that's what I did. I started to learn more about what works for me and what's going to make me a better hockey player. And then once getting on the ice, then focus on what can make me a better hockey player come the play-in series. So it's a matter of taking care of your body, getting your rest, making sure you're doing all the proper things, and then, just letting the rest take over.
So how different would you say this past break that you've been on, how different has it been from, your typical summer off?
Yeah, it's been very different. When there's rinks closed and, don't have access to gyms and, all that stuff, like I said before, you got to get creative. So, I found new ways to, push myself and push my body, and new ways to, get in shape. So, there was a whole lot of new things that I had to learn about myself, and, I had to, use my creative side of my brain that sometimes always isn't great. So, push me to be a better athlete, and push me to be a better thinker. And, you just have to look at it in that positive way of, this is only going to make you stronger, and this adversity is only going to make you a better person and grow you as an individual. And, that's the way I've taken this entire process.